What's good, brother?
I'm chilling.
What you got to say, Mickey Facts?
I'm just sitting here listening to what's going on, and I just think at this point, a lot of clarity just needs to be, handled at this point. From my standpoint, I can't speak for nobody else. I can't speak for Lou. I can't speak for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of want to clarify comments that I made previously, address some things in the song, address why we are where we are. You know what I mean? So the first situation is that is the Cassidy situation, right? Me and Royce had a conversation offline, and I don't want to say I jumped out the window, but I assumed something off of what was happening, prior to that conversation. And I put that when Cassidy asked me about it, I assumed that that's what the conversation was about, right?
So
So
what happened in that conversation
what
prior?
happened? Okay,
I
no,
don't remember.
because during that conversation we were talking about Cassidy was asking me about what was the issue.
Yeah, I'm talking about the conversation prior that you talking about that you had with me that made you assume that I had an issue with Cassidy.
Me and you
What
had
what did I say to you to make you think that?
Me and you had a conversation about why did you think that I had an issue with Cassidy, and I
Oh,
was
you
like,
talking about that conversation?
huh?
You talking about that conversation where I was a little bit mad about how you handled when he was
Yeah,
asking?
you
Okay.
sent me a text and you was like, yo, I'm not feeling with what that was. And I was like, all right, well, let me call you. So I called you and we talked about it. And it was like, all right, you know what? I jumped out the window because I assumed that when you were on your rant, that it was about Cass,
Now
right?
you talking about when I was posting on IG.
Right, right.
Okay.
So when you was posting on IG, from my standpoint, it was right after that interview that Cass had with Math and Daylight. So I didn't see the interview, but I had heard about the interview. So and then you were posting, you were intentional with what you were posting, but it had nothing to do with Cass. But I assumed that it was. So I was like, okay, this is probably why he's going off, right?
Okay, yeah. So
So
so let me clarify something to you. All right. Now, one thing that I learned off of communicating with people via text or just trying to read captions and trying to you can't text expression. You know what I'm saying? So when we use words like rant, we need to be really careful because there's a various amount of ways that can be taken. When I first of all, I don't go on rants. Like unless I'm really upset about something and I'll speak. I'll put my camera on and I'll speak about it. When I was posting that night on IG, I was posting about, and part of it was inspired by some of the things Cassidy has been saying in the battle rap space, conversations y'all been having about the science of syllables. And I was intrigued by it because I thought us in Detroit was the only niggas who sit around and had those kinds of conversations. So I, I'm highly entertained by the way that he expresses himself in regards to the science of syllables. Even with the shit that I disagree with, it's funny. I like it. There's no downside to it. I have no problem with it. So, but there is pieces of it that if we had some sort of relationship, then that could be challenged. You know what I'm saying? So like when I started talking about the science on my IG, because I don't really know Cass like that, I made sure that I kept everything that I was saying really broad. So part of it was inspired by that, but it wasn't a rant. It was a reason to it was a reason to post different styles, different ways that I was approaching syllables, different ways that Elzai's approaching the syllables, Marshall from way back from a certain year, you know what I mean? All of these things that correlate to the point, kind of like the point that I was making. And I was just talking about just competitive rap, really long captions, and just music. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a rant. It was just me talking shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I was done with that, by the time I was done with that, we had already had Ransom and fucking RJ Payne in the conversation. We was off to the races. We was having a ball. I was up all night. We was having a fucking ball. Everybody was laughing. You was in the comments laughing. Lou came into the comments. Y'all came into the comments. Y'all came into the conversation.
We came into the conversation. Well, I came into the conversation because I found it fire that you was posting your shit and niggas, because the posts are up. So I was just like, damn, this nigga's going off. This shit is fire. This nigga's posting fire shit. Fire shit. Fire shit. This shit is hard. That's all I was doing, right? So then now when when RJ posts what he posts, right? You have a specific energy that you put out there. So I was like, oh, okay, this nigga got this type of energy. All right, that's what's up.
Explain
But
that.
wait, let me finish, Royce. Let me finish, Royce. Let me finish. Right? So when you posted what you posted in response, I was like, that's hard. You know, that's how he feel. When I saw RJ response, I was like, all right, the way RJ responded in his post, it was like, all right, you know what? Let me hit Royce and see if we could just get on live to talk it out. Now, me inserting myself into that, if that's something, if niggas feel like that was me jumping into a conversation that had nothing to do with me, when I saw that, it could have
everything at that moment right there that you're talking about, everything was still all good. You know what I mean? Like I can understand somebody from maybe the outside looking in, looking at it and maybe coming to a conclusion that rappers have a problem with each other because so many rappers in the past have been so fucked up toward each other that they ruined the reputation for us. But if they knew the nature of me and RJ's relationship, they would know that the very first time I ever heard of him, I went straight to his site and bought every album on his website.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's like,
he's been to Detroit multiple times. That's my man. We talk all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that don't need to be clarified to everybody. You know, people can think that it's a problem, but as long as me and him know it's not a problem, you know what I'm saying? So when he came into the live, he did step in there with his Philly on, just to make sure everything was good. But we quickly cleared that up and we started getting into the conversation because niggas is not used to having these kinds of conversations competitively and still be cool. It's still weird to some niggas.
right, but that's the reason why I wanted to have that conversation, because as you just said, he came into the live with the aggression. So I wanted to make sure we had that conversation so that everything got squared away and then we could laugh about it. Right. So that was intentional on my behalf to make sure we had the conversation. So it's like, okay, this is what it is. Boom, boom, boom. Now that that's out the way, let's have this conversation. Boom. So now we have the conversation. Everybody's good. Everybody's laughing. We do a second conversation. Niggas is sharing music. Look, this is what we want to do. We want to do this. Da, 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 boom, 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 boom. And then it gets to the Cassidy situation. Right. And that's where me and you have the conversation offline. We talk. I'm like, all right, you know what? I fucked up. I apologize to you privately. I was like, I'm going to do it publicly with Cass, and we're going to have Crooked Eye on the live so that everything is squared away and we can have another discussion about how niggas put they shit together from different regions. That is literally what I was trying to do, because I didn't want you to make a live or do a whole post that you did. That was not intentional. I wanted us to have that live that day. You couldn't make it. Cass was late, so we had to reschedule it. But by the time we was trying to reschedule it, it was too late. You put your post up because you went off of what I had already did. You know what I'm saying? He was thinking what he was thinking. So it was like, okay, you're trying to squash it because at the end of the day, you don't want that shit attached to your name. You said this to me privately. You said it publicly. You don't want the word beef attached to your name. Cool, I get it. So I understand that part. I understand that part from that place. So it's like, I bet. The conversation at that point, after me and Crooked had that talk, the conversation is dead. Nobody's talking about, there's no more lives. Nobody's having no more lives.
Agreed.
Then the week of my birthday, we did the podcast for Patreon. I jumped on the live with y'all. Shit was fire. mad grateful, always grateful. And then 2 days later, I get a call from Mook and Lux. They saw the 2-week-old conversation. They saw the 2-week-old conversation. And they like, yo, what we doing? Whose side you on, Lupe and Royce? And I'm like, what are you talking about? This shit is mad old. And it was like, nah, what niggas is talking about the best, all of this crazy shit. And I'm like, yo, I don't got nothing to do with none of that shit. That shit is old talk. And I deaded it. Lux DMs Lupe. Lupe does what he does. Cool, whatever. I'm at dinner. I see you on live with Guru. I'm like, oh, okay, niggas is on live, and you know, y'all continuing that conversation, but it's just you and Guru. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Mook and Lux get on the live. It is what it is. Them niggas got on loud. I said they was gonna get on loud. I jump on the live. We having this conversation. Boom, niggas is having a conversation. I'm eating. Lupe jumps on. Y'all have y'all spat. Lupe jumps off, and then that's where we were. Lupe get off y'all live. I get on Lou live. And then I say what I say, right? This is what I said. I said, I think Royce might be having something rolling out. Now, listen, when I said that, it didn't mean you was rolling out an album. And I wasn't direct and clear what I said, but it wasn't you rolling out an album, or you might have been rolling out a freestyle, or you might have been rolling out a diss record, or you might have been rolling out something. It was just me saying, yo, he might be rolling out something. It could have been you just stamping who you were in the conversation. And I wasn't clear when I said that, right? So when you didn't hit me again about it, but I got hit on the side from Bishop, and he was like, yo, what you said is fucked up, because now your words aren't clear. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, now I'm in another situation that I didn't mean to get in, because that wasn't my intention. My intention was just, Royce is gonna put out something, he's rolling out something, but it didn't mean that it was gonna be a diss record. So even when, and if you wait, and even when you rewatch that, Lupe was like, you think he gonna diss? I was like, I don't think he's gonna diss you. I think he's just putting something together. That's literally what I say on the live. So when you put out your joint, he puts out his joint. It's like, all right, this is crazy. This is dope. Y'all pull me into the live, right? And y'all ask me what's going on, and this is where we are now, right? Because I had no intentions in jumping in anything. I was just happy to be involved with the dialogue of hip hop. Because we don't do this shit, like, because it turns into this shit, what we have now, right?
So let me ask you a question. When do you think the energy shifted?
The energy shifted at that live between Guru, me, you, Lupe. That's when the energy shifted. At that exact moment. That's when the energy shifted. At that moment.
What exact point during that live?
I think it came from both sides. You know. I mean, everybody's saying, to me, you calling him a bitch was because he was loud. He was getting loud, but it was just weird. It was just weird in general, because he was already revved up from the conversation he had. So it was like, it was just weird to see both of y'all on that type of time. It was just weird, my nigga. He was shirtless. He came in yelling, but you called him a bitch, my nigga. Like, and that set him off.
Me calling him a bitch is not what set him off, bro. Whatever him and Lux talked about is what set him off. He came into my live already turned up, bro. I don't know if y'all know this, but I don't have anybody in my life who I call a bitch, bro. That's not like a regular occurrence for me. I don't have that kind of relationship with any of my friends. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't feel good about doing that. Like, looking at it in retrospect, I was in a situation where I was caught off guard, and I just reacted based on something somebody was doing. Somebody came at me in a way that it's not even characteristic of what our relationship is.
Right.
On a public platform in front of people. And it's very difficult to articulate how I feel about things, because I feel like everybody's grouping everybody's actions together. Like it's one fucking monolith. Like, oh, it was a you called him a bitch, so it went left. Okay, yeah, I called him a bitch. That's one conversation. That's a conversation that if we had, I could, yo, my bad, and I can why I went there. It's a bigger conversation to him coming into my life because I was the shift in this whole shit. And what happens when you don't talk about these things and everybody keep downplaying them, they snowball. And it's turned into more and more energy. And now I'm receiving energy that I ain't subscribed to. Because ain't nobody, Lupe ain't worrying about nobody going, yeah, Lupe got something he rolling out. He must be trying to conspire to do something, to get me to do this and do that. Oh, Mickey Fax must mean this because he must be, it's only happening to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, I'm getting dissed by every motherfucking which way. I'm getting dissed by Osiris Anthem. I'm getting dissed by Lupe rapped like 5 times before I did something. And then when Lupe rapped after what I did, it was disparaging and he walked away from the relationship and the podcast, and then you come behind it with some shit just as disparaging.
I don't believe what I did was disparaging.
Well, okay.
And this is why we got on that live, and when I got on that live, I was like, we were talking about what he did, and then it came across as y'all was trying to question what I was doing. And from my standpoint, you know what I'm saying, my name was said twice and I had some shit written, but it wasn't what I put together. What I put together was off of that live. That was the energy that I got from that live. I was very intentional about asking you about certain things.
So you feel like the energy you gave me on that disc is energy that I was giving you?
Yes, on that live. Yes, I asked you specific questions, and you answered specifically. This is what you should do. If you're gonna come hard. And this Sunships bar wasn't about you, but I wanted to.
This is a total disconnect from people being from 2 different walks of life, and I can understand this and be okay with it as long as we have an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think that, like, step it up, like, go hard means think of the craziest shit that you can say that's disrespectful, that's not what I mean. Go hard means lyrically. You know what I'm saying? Lyrically, step the shit up lyrically. Like, you can still make your point lyrically. You can still do all of the dazzling flows and all of that shit without, like, what was up with the Cassidy line? You just broke down the whole Cassidy situation. Why you go back there? What was the point behind that?
Because at that point it was like, yo, you was intentional about what you said about the Sunship shit. So I just put that shit in there just as a bar. Niggas is not looking. But wait, the nigga he wasn't.
So y'all taking the Sunship thing and y'all kind of like running with that as
because
like,
the shit
like an excuse.
Because niggas got kids, my nigga. I have a son, so I took that shit. I was like, is that shit about me, my nigga? So I'm asking you, is that about me? I have every right to ask you that. I didn't put your son or any of your kids in anything I said. So if I ask you that and you have that response back, like, yeah, make it intentional, of course, this is what I'm gonna bring. This is the energy I'm gonna bring. So even with the Cassidy shit, when I spoke to him, when I let him hear the record, I was like, that's just a bar, my nigga. He doesn't have no ill will feelings to the shit.
I don't fucking care. I'm not. This ain't about how Cassidy feel. I said what I said on my page already. That clears that up. I'm talking about my name. My name. You don't understand, man. I told you I don't want my name associated with that type of shit. You basically implying that I'm sitting around with a problem with a nigga.
But he knows that there's no problem.
No, man. Okay, man. You don't understand. Listen,
I'm telling you this, brother. I was just with him yesterday. He knows.
And I'm telling you, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I don't care. This ain't about how Cassidy feels. This is about my name. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you feel like you came with the energy that was warranted for the situation, then I guess it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I was off put by the energy, by you and Lupe's energy. If it's one of those things where, you know, niggas just say a bunch of shit and it's like niggas don't feel like there's no energy with it, then I'm telling you how I'm receiving it. So you as a writer and Lou as a writer, if you don't mean nothing by it, horribly missed their target. Because to say all of the shit he said and then be like, yeah, I'm gone and I ain't doing a podcast no more, I feel like it's bad blood. And I look at it like, from where? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a separate conversation between me and Lou. You know what I mean? But how I feel energy wise, and it's, listen, I got tough skin. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I ain't motherfucking like I'm new to this. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, I don't need nobody to walk me through nothing. Niggas that said the worst shit in the world about me, done things to me. You know what I mean? Like, this is not something where it's like I'm having a hard time comprehending. This is very clear. I have a clear understanding of what's happening here. I have niggas rapping at me who I thought I was cool with, in a way where I feel like I'm getting energy, where I don't feel like that energy is indicative of the truth of the niggas that's giving it to me, or the nature of our relationship. I feel like everybody's living outside of their truth right now, and I don't appreciate the fact that I gotta just sit around and take all of it. My nigga Mav came on, oh, just rap. Come on, man. It's like, bro, Mickey, you don't think that you can rap? You don't think that you can rap well without disrespecting somebody?
Of course I could rap well.
You think that that's part of it? You think that's part of this?
But I felt like y'all was disrespecting me.
What did I do to disrespect you, bro?
On the live, my nigga, y'all niggas was downplaying the shit that I do. You and Joe. You can't backtrack and act like that's not what happened.
See, that's what I'm saying. You use words like backtracking. That's when I start to get mad. I'm not backtracking, bro. I'm me. So if I don't give you the props or express the props to you that you feel you deserve, you take that as disrespect.
Yo, Royce, did you not re-listen to that shit, B?
Re-listen to what?
To the live, bro. To the live.
What do I need to re-listen to it for, bro?
Everybody seen what happened on that live.
I seen it. I don't need nobody to tell me what I said.
Bruh,
I was there.
Royce, I didn't come into the live crazy. I was there.
I didn't accuse you of coming into the live crazy.
I laughed everything off.
It wasn't nothing to laugh off. I was being sarcastic with you, bro. It wasn't nothing for you to laugh off.
So why can't I be sarcastic on the record then?
It didn't, bro. You saying you was being sarcastic on the record? That's what
I was
supposed to take it as sarcasm.
I was having a good time, Royce. I had a
Mickey, if you're not taking what I'm saying as sarcasm in the live, then why would you think that same thing would translate over into me?
Because I wanted the response the same way you got the response that I had. I put it on records. I'm not gonna go back and forth and yell on a live with you, my nigga. That's not what I was.
Who was yelling? Did I yell at you?
No, you didn't yell. But people was like, yo, you need to be cursing and you need to be this and no, that's
fucking never, what?
That's never me. That's never me.
Cursing for what? Because I'm asking you questions in a sarcastic way about your skill set and who you be in the studio with.
I ain't checking enough boxes. That's what you said, my nigga.
I asked you, were you checking boxes? I say, okay, but are you checking boxes? That's what I kept asking you. What is there for me to say that you ain't checking boxes on? There wasn't a particular thing that you've done that was the topic of discussion for me to like critique. So I'm asking you, are you checking boxes? And for the most part, you didn't even know what the fuck I meant. That's what made it funny. So what you talking about? You don't even know what I mean. How the fuck can you determine if I'm trying to be disparaging to you?
But why didn't you answer the question when I asked you?
Because I was playing with you, and that's what I felt like doing. If I had known your sensitive ass was gonna take it like that, then I wouldn't have played with you.
And look where we at now.
Nah, nigga, we where you want to be. We where you want to be right now.
Huh?
We where you want to be. I ain't stutter. We where you want to be at right now. But my question to you is you sure this is where you want to be at?
This is not where I wanted to be, though. It's not.
Put it here. You put it. You took it to this place. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to understand Like why y'all niggas act so fucking, y'all act like y'all don't understand nothing when it comes down to pointing out y'all shit, but y'all can easily point out my shit and tell me what I mean and what I'm thinking and all of these
Bro,
implications and fucking shit that ain't really correlated to anything that I've had done with
Royce,
y'all. I don't even know y'all really like that.
I sat on the live and admitted to everything I did wrong. Everything I did wrong, I sat here and admitted to it. What are you talking about, bro? Everything that I did wrong, I admitted to it. I said, yo, I was wrong here. I was wrong here. I was wrong here. Literally. Literally.
Bro, I ain't want you to come on here. I don't need no apology. I ain't want you to come on here for that or nothing like that. I'm just saying, I want you to know the way that the energy was received. That's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm telling you. We at a place. We've arrived at a place. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can overlook some of the things. You know what I mean? That's cool. But we've arrived at a place. Y'all took it to a little bit of a place. And it's a little difficult for me to wrap my brain around because I ain't had this energy for niggas.
So aside from the Cassidy bar, what else did you feel like I took it there on?
I don't know. I got to go back and listen. The Cassidy bar was enough. Tension behind that wasn't cool at all.
I put that.
What was your intention? Your intention was to twist the narrative back around when I expressed to you how much of a problem I had with it. That was just unnecessary. And you already was rapping good, bro. It's not like the fucking bar fucking changed the world. It was intentionally put me in a position. Why does it have to put me in that kind of a position, bro?
If you want me to be honest, Royce,
please.
I like the Rakim bar. I just want to use the Aftermath Rakim bar. That's the literal reason why I used that whole thing on my son's life. I wanted to just flip Rakim in the Aftermath, and it worked. That's literally why, bro. All jokes aside, that's literally why I did that. So if you take that as a diss and you felt like that's more than what it was and it's on your name, my fault. But for real, like I just did it because of the Rakim Aftermath. That's literally why I did it. Literally.
Y'all niggas are crazy, bro. Y'all boy. Y'all crazy. And it ain't happening to y'all. That's what it is. People in the comments calling me a crybaby. I can't even express how I feel. You know how much I go way more therapy than you niggas. I'm way better at expressing myself than you niggas. I can tell y'all don't go to therapy. I can tell y'all don't. We had a motherfucking 10-minute conversation where I wasn't hollering, but I definitely was intentional with letting you know how I felt about that. And how I felt about my name being associated with shit like that. And it was just like, you just went there. You went there with that particular thing. And now, you know, you're going to tell me some rapper shit. You wanted to set up a line. So now I got to understand it because I know how it is to set up a line. But damn, it ain't happening to y'all.